Welcome. As we stated, Fran is out of state and will not be joining us tonight. So I just wanted to start that and welcome. Thank you for attending our meeting. We really appreciate you guys being here.
How Kendra is here.
Mark,
You can't see
Jane,
you.
Kathy, can you see them? No. Okay.
No, see the camera, that's what.
Oh, that's right. That's what you see. So we have 3 members of Friends of the Pickleball Committee joining us this evening. So again, welcome. Thank you for everything. Public comment, are there specific comments you have about items that are not on the agenda? Do you have well, you can just, you know what, if you want to speak, just get our attention and there won't be a problem.
No problem.
Okay, so we're going to move right on. Any additions, deletions, or changes to the agenda items? None? Kendra, you got anything? Okay.
None for me.
Perfect. Approval of the minutes of October 16th, 2025. Before we get into if there's any corrections, additions, deletions, I just want to do a shout out to Jean Agner. These are like the most comprehensive minutes of any committee I've served on. And even when I was in Montpelier, seriously, these are amazing.
Well, thank you. I learned how to do it here, and I have to tell you something. Remember John Johnson asked us, do we get these summaries?
Yes, the AI summaries.
Last time it was not the transcript, it was the AI summary of the meeting. With several things not correct.
Ooh,
Oh.
isn't that interesting?
I don't know if eventually people will use those as minutes. Like, you know.
Or
so they
maybe
just
correct
edit
those
them.
AI minutes,
They're not exactly minutes, they're
transcripts?
they combine discussions and make them sections.
Gotcha.
You can look at it next time it comes out. It was,
All right, but I,
Difficult,
like I said,
but thank you. I learned how to finally do it while I'm sitting here, so.
they're amazing. And in saying that, do we have any additions, deletions, or changes? If not, may I have a motion?
Motion passed.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I'm abstaining.
I wasn't
Aye.
here. Okay. Thank you. All opposed, nay? The ayes have it. The minutes of October 16th, 2025 have been approved. All right, items for discussion. Parking lot update, meeting with Pete Goslin regarding the RFP info. So let's move right on to that one. Okay, that one is done. Hold on, just let me get organized here. Okay. So Pete was going to try to join us. And if he didn't, he sent notes. And if you don't mind, what I'm just going to do is quickly read what he sent. So we asked Pete, next spring FEMA reimbursement providing, we hope to put out an RFP for the gravel parking lot at Browns Court. We feel that you would be the best person to specify type of materials, depth of each layer for the lot. We have shifted the parking lot closer to the road to allow more room for the pickleball courts. There would be a short driveway into the lot. There would also be posts around the lot connected by some sort of chain or plastic rope with the ability to take down the rope in a couple of places to allow emergency and maintenance vehicles to pass through. I have attached the specs that one contractor used in preparing his estimates. Are these specs reasonable for us to use, or are there actual town specs for gravel parking lots that we need to follow? We'd be happy to go over this with you either at our next meeting if he doesn't show, or maybe a small subcommittee with, if everybody here agrees, just to make sure. Okay, what's going on? All right, Kendra, help me. Our screen just went blank.
Your screen up front,
Yeah, the big one.
it should be on with that little black box that she's pointing at, yeah. It maybe need to be turned off and back on. It could be that it got too warm or something. I don't,
It could be because it was on when I got here.
yeah.
All
'Cause
right.
I can
as long
still
as
see you
can-
all and hear you all.
Okay, then I'm gonna go.
The lamp temperature light is red.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Can you do me
We'll
a
give it
favor?
5
Would
minutes.
you mind moving so that if somebody comes on? So Kendra, I'm gonna
I'll,
have
I'll let
Meg.
you know. I can let you know.
Oh, you'll let me know. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Thank you. Okay.
Maybe we turn it back on in 10 minutes. or
Yeah.
something after.
Don't let us, so in 10 minutes, we'll turn it back on.
Thank you.
And then, so either at our next meeting or via Zoom, but we would like to have an RFP prepared early next year, because we believe the funds will be available then. So what Pete wrote back was, knowing what the soils are at Browns Court, I believe the gravel spec can be changed from 6 inches to 1.5 plant mix base of 6-inch of 3/4 plant mix top gravel, coarse gravel from Heinsberg Sand and Gravel. Once you have a dimensional sketch of the roadway and parking lot, I can give you an accurate quantity of subsoil to be excavated and replaced. I would add, and it's a road fabric, 500X road fabric. He specifically named a brand. The brand was MIRAFI, to be installed under the new gravel, as well as both courses of gravel to be compacted. It will give me a detailed sketch of the road and parking lot. I can work up more bid details. So what I,
Can I have that? Or you can forward it to me so I can put it right in.
I'll forward,
Those
I'll give
exact
it to
words.
you. I'll give it to you because I've got it in case I forget to. Just remind me. So, that's a good base to go. And just so that, Kendra, I don't know if you know this, but because of the benches and the picnic table, we've had to move the parking lot closer to the entrance.
My question
And
with that is that's
Right, it's-
different from what we got permitted. Are we gonna have to go back to the DRB to move the parking lot?
no, the dimensions of the parking lot have not changed.
Even though our
We're-
display of it in what we submitted to them in the plan is different.
Possibly, because remember, we were still wondering about the boundary lines, which we'll talk about. So that's a good question, if we could put that in the minutes.
Probably asking, Keith that.
Yeah, probably we could go to Keith with that. We all, were up there that day with the parking committee and we were measuring it. And if we shift it, it just needs to be maybe pushed back just a little bit more towards the entrance. Just to give the pickleball court just a little more room.
Yeah, I just worry what'll happen if we have to keep going back and in front of the DRB.
Okay, so let's check with that. Keith, change so we're not really, are we changing the location? Was the, help
don't
me,
know
'cause I don't
where-
have it.
You
Was it-
mentioned it changing the location right now and in emails and things, but I don't know if it's changing from what John's sketch had, but that was within our application. So I would wanna make sure that if it's
Okay,
quote, changing our application or doing whatever.
Okay, I understand. I've
then
just
the
put a
second-
note on my meeting minutes just to
So you
check
can-
with Keith. And then on that, and then I don't know how the committee feels, and Peter would know this, but do we get this already in our next meeting and then hand it over to Duncan so that he can do the RFP and we can look at it for any errors or question marks? And then when we put it out to bid, saying we would like the work done, the 1st of April.
Well, Denise, that's sort of my other question is, have we circled back again with the potential for Richmond to do it to Pete's group? Because I know that there's been some hearings of them doing work for other towns. And so if they
I have
capacity
also
to do
heard that
work
as
for other
well.
towns, then they should have capacity to do this. It's gonna cost us substantially more for us to have it hired out than it would be for his group to do it. And if they have time to
Right.
do other projects for other towns, it would save our town a lot of money and would potentially result in us being able to do a
Yeah.
little bit more with Volunteers Green if they were to be able to do it.
Yeah, I just heard this weekend. The same thing you're just saying, that we've been helping Heinsberg out a lot. I also wondered, maybe the town can do it now. And so maybe that's a question for Josh and Pete. What do you think?
I would think so.
All right. Any comments from the committee? Because that would, Pete knows the soil. He's worked with
Mhm.
the soil up there. And the
It would be
sidewalks
more-
are done on Route 2.
He would be
And
more
maybe-
easily adaptable too, I would say, to the project in general. If things come up while he's trying to do what he's trying to do, it's less of an issue with an outside contractor,
Right. Kendra or anybody on the committee, I don't know this. If we do it in-house, do we have to get an outside,
I don't
do we
believe
have to
so.
do an RFP for a bid?
I don't believe so, but we'd have to confirm with Josh, but I don't believe so.
Okay, does anybody know that answer to that question? I don't either. So yeah, I will give Josh a buzz because I wanted to ask him that question too and get it directly from him because I don't remember seeing anything about our partnership with Heinsberg regarding
I
road
didn't
work. I
either.
didn't
So
either.
I asked about it.
So maybe he can do it. And since he knows what is going on now, and I don't know how the committee feels or the pickleball friends feel, but if November, December, we don't have snow, why not do it in our slow months?
Agreed. We took the nets down, the courts are closed.
Right, the courts are closed. There's no games going on. There's nobody, up there playing ball.
But yeah, they
So-
could build it at any
Yeah,
point. It doesn't
Exactly, because it's not
impact the people.
paved, it's gravel.
I would say even if they could do it, even, I know ideally we'd like it done earlier and like you said, in April. But I would say for us, if they could even do it towards the end of the summer and it saves the amount of money I think it's gonna save to do that, it would be worth it. If this committee is looking at the budget of what we then have, it would be worth it. I know that we would like to have it done and it'd be great to have it done, and if we can do it, then do it. But if they say, oh, it won't be till the end of the summer, I still think that's worth it. That's
I
my
agree. I totally agree. Okay, so maybe this is a conversation that we have with Pete and Josh and maybe you and I and another committee member. Are you up to that?
I mean, sure. I would say I don't know who makes the decision on what projects they do
You're
or
thinking
don't
it's the
set.
select board?
I maybe, but I think we
Okay.
start with Josh at
Yeah.
least and touch with Pete and figure out what happens next or what you're supposed to do with that.
Okay. Any other questions, talk about the parking lot? Okay. Moving on, the next item is the FEMA money update. So I've been talking with Josh quite often. Let's see. And this is what he has said to us. Status of FEMA reimbursement. We have received, this is from Josh, we have received $563,444 from FEMA. We expect to receive an additional $987 and $4 from FEMA, and then $418,527 from which we have not received the funds yet. So we've got the money if we go that route. We feel confident we will receive payment and the rest of the money, which is the 418 in 2026. The select board shared a projection of reimbursements that they expected to receive at the last budget meeting. The select board made decisions regarding the 27 budget based on these predictions, while the select board discussed using money from the specials project reserve fund and the highway bridge and culvert fund for flood expenses. A motion was never made to move these funds to the general fund. still having the funds in the bank, even in the reserves, assisted with cash flow as we incurred expenses related to the 2024 flood. We discussed how to move forward with the auditors, and they advised that we should start to spend out both of the reserve funds once we were confident on reimbursements from FEMA that would replenish the highway fund. I feel we are at this point, which is fantastic news, but we should go to the select board with the next steps of the project, including total cost, to check in and ensure they are comfortable with moving forward. I don't believe the parking lot, we even have to go to the select board because it's already been approved.
No,
That
everything-
money's already been approved.
Yeah,
What I believe Josh was talking about is the money for
Mhm.
Volunteers Green.
I agree.
Okay, so in saying that, with FEMA, it seems like we've already gotten 2 big checks. And then we also have the reserve fund, the special accounts reserve fund, back in play. So I think everything sounds great for the FEMA money getting, returned to the town. Any questions on the FEMA money? I mean, we're almost in 26, and the only amount left is the 418,527. And then everything has been paid in full. So that's exciting.
Sounds like we gotta put the pedal back, like, put back on the gas pedal on Volunteers Green and.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
And we got to get that parking lot done first.
Yeah, but that's already,
Simultaneous.
We'll do them
Approved and-
simultaneously.
One has to get
Yeah.
started, yeah.
Exactly. All right, so moving back to Brown's Court, tree watering is done for the year. The only question I had, I noticed in your budget, you had replacement of 2 trees. Do you think we're going to lose 2 or these additional trees?
We were very conservative. We think maybe we might lose 2.
Okay,
Yeah.
There's about 6 that have some brown pieces on them.
don't know.
Don't know.
And then as a thrifty person, I wonder.
We had 6 originally.
Okay, I
I knocked
wonder,
it down.
no. I wonder if we went to Paquettes and say, we watered, we did everything you said. Are
So-
these guaranteed for a year?
So what they said is this is half price.
Oh, so what they gave you to replace them.
It's half.
And I noticed when we built them, when we planted them that day, I almost felt like we could have used 2 more trees. Did you feel that way as well?
I didn't, but I wasn't that tuned into placement.
Okay, so on the corners, I almost wondered if we should have done a couple more trees. So maybe that's something we look about in the spring but I'm glad you got
And
some
is
in
that
there.
going to the DRB again? We
Yeah.
changed the number of trees.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll grow.
They're gonna grow.
Okay,
I just want to thank you guys for organizing all
Yeah.
that and, organizing the
be Kathy.
water people
Right
and
here.
getting it done, so.
That
I
was
have in my
amazing.
Notes.
6 people watered.
Okay, that,
Yeah, people.
That's
didn't
awesome.
want to do it, so.
11
So,
people
group effort.
unlocked and locked.
that is so
What
awesome.
was that, a month and a half?
Yeah, well, October 2nd, I guess. So-
Yeah.
So, yeah, month and a half. Okay.
Awesome.
That were the same 6.
Trees.
They all
live.
Well, 5.
So,
5.
yeah.
All right, so the end of season pickleball has come. Fran did a post out saying it was closed for the season. The net is down below, downstairs, I believe.
And that's all down, everything is downstairs. We put
Okay,
Everything.
so just being that person, if one of us hears a flood is coming,
Yeah.
It's up high on the shelf.
okay, but still that whole basement, I don't know how high the flooding got down there. Or if it was the hole downstairs. But if we could get into it possibly before a flood.
This side? Remember, I'm 4'11".
So, I would almost
Maybe
talk, sometime, don't make a special request, but when you see Josh,
Yeah.
I would ask him when we got the
He
flood.
did have us down there and I said no. So we went,
Okay.
we went to the.
But
shelf.
I'm wondering how high the water came in all of our floods.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I almost think it was high, but whatever. But I just,
are outdoor nets and nylon. So
Okay.
They could take it.
Okay.
They'll get dirty, but. yeah.
Perfect.
So what we were gonna propose, just so you hear it,
Mhm.
is that we publicize that the courts will be open from May until October. If the weather's nice, we'll open them earlier and we'll keep them open later. But that's what other towns have said on their website.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know,
Weather
we
permitting.
get bonus if we can open them early, and we
Yeah.
get a bonus if we can keep them open later.
Awesome.
May to October, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I don't know, our committee, just thinking, forward thinking, our committee did a little blurb for the town report.
And we are doing one as well.
Awesome. That's what I was just gonna ask you.
Drafted it, we're almost done.
Awesome. And that would be a great thing to put, you know,
Yep.
what you just said to us. That would be a great thing. And Jeannie wrote one for our committee.
We have it.
Cause oh, great, because as much information we can get out to the public, the better.
Yeah, Fran shared it, so we weren't duplicating.
Awesome.
Good,
So
good.
if we could, since I feel like I've been talking the whole meeting, would you like to just talk about your budget that you came up with and what happened when you went to
Sure,
the select board?
sure. So we.
Everybody has a copy?
Can you have her come up to the table? Cause it's very quiet when she talks.
Oh,
Yep,
perfect.
sorry.
Thank you. I just think for the recording, it may be a problem.
Okay, it doesn't.
So we tried to come up with what we thought was, one, a conservative budget, but also a realistic budget. You know, a couple things in here, like the leaf blowers. When we looked at them, they were on sale, but we put in the full price.
Yep.
If they get bought now, they might in fact still be on sale, which saves almost $100 on the thing. So that could go towards more trees if we need them.
Mhm.
So we didn't pad it at all, but we put in the full price, just in case, because we thought these were not going to be bought until July. Having written budgets in my past, it seemed realistic to do it that way. Signs, the sign costs are actual estimates that I got from that company. Everything on here were actual costs. I don't know what else to tell you. Benches are just, what are the ones we're looking at? What are they made out of? They're a composite.
Yeah, they're composite plastic.
And those are just to go inside for people. to
Inside.
take
So they
their
can
shoes.
change your shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Two, one on each side.
Yeah.
Movable.
They're movable.
Perfect.
Fran's checking to see whether it has to go before the DRB. She thinks not.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Josh didn't think so either, but she's checking on that.
Do you feel that those benches are necessary? Because I know people bring their folding chairs.
Well, you know, people who play pickleball regularly do that, but people who don't know, don't. So that's, you know, when we've been there, we bring our chairs and people come on and go, oh, what a good idea. So I don't know. Other courts have them in some other places, so we thought it might be a good idea.
So it was my understanding, and maybe you can talk to this, that the select board actually approved more
They
than
did.
you asked for.
They did. They approved $1,300 out of the special projects budget.
Right, the Special Projects Reserve Fund, that's where $1,300 is coming from, so that's a good sign.
Is that, okay, so the select board approved that. Does that mean that's going into the budget to be voted on at town meeting?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
And that was a question that I had, which I'm gonna hold because I'll go through this, but that's a
Okay.
question I have, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, right.
No, that's a good thing.
Okay.
Well, it
And
is
spend
it
the money
isn't.
now.
I know it is that we'll get it now, but for the future. And
Oh.
two select board members said, we can't, you know, if we build this, we can't neglect it. And we've done that with other things that we've done in the past. So that was nice to hear. What you don't see on here were two other things that we gave Josh. One he mentioned, which will go into the capital plan. So what we have learned is that courts need to be resurfaced
Yep.
every 7 years. And I finally got a realistic estimate, which is 12,000, 7 years from now, $12,000 to resurface 4 courts. And that was from Advantage Tennis, which is one of the Vermont companies. Really hard to get those folks to call you back, right, Tess?
Yes.
I finally got one. I was in a meeting. I texted him. That's how I got the information.
is-
I also gave Josh FY 27 budget items.
Okay,
He did not share those, but
okay.
I'm
That's
happy,
good.
I'm happy, well, Fran has them, which is, we didn't put replacement nets in the first year, but I think in the second year, you may want to have replacement nets.
How long do nets typically last, nylon?
Depends on whether they get abused.
Yeah.
They can last a long time. Somebody starts climbing on them and rips them up. What we did here is this, there's a white center strap that those go. So we have one in the first year's budget.
Okay.
Put it in the second year's budget. And then we also put in the budget fabric and mulch to put between the trees and the fence.
Yes, yes,
but
yes.
We didn't
Oh,
put, we
perfect.
just put a question mark on what it would cost, but we put it in as a placeholder,
Okay,
so it didn't get lost.
perfect. And just a recommendation, I'm sorry, Jeannie. I would plan ahead, like if it's gonna be $12,000, maybe for the next 3 years, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000. Just so it's not such a big jump.
Yep.
And just let it sit there, or if there's a way to do it in a reserve fund, but marked.
Yep.
But we know how that reserve fund money goes sometimes.
So I wondered, I think it's great that things will get bought, but down the road, this needs to go in a budget.
Yeah.
It-
And maybe down the road, we'll
and-
have a recreation,
And maybe
you know,
that
a
will be the
part-time
outcome of
recreation
your
person.
work, that all of the work that you do on upgrading things will turn into a budget.
Yeah, it was so exciting when it got approved. Go ahead, Kendra.
When you talk to Josh and they approved this 1,300 and then you're talking about the future, was he like in agreement and was going to be adding it to future budgets so that it could continue to be funded, even at that amount that you've estimated going forward? Or what kind of did you gather from talking to him about budgeting
He
for the
didn't-
future?
Yeah, he didn't blink an eye at the number at
Right.
all, which
It's not
which was
much.
nice. Yeah, no, it isn't. Nor was he put out by the 12,000 for the capital budget. The rest, he
Mhm.
didn't really comment much on it, other
Okay.
than.
But did he agree to adding it, like to budgeting for it for the next?
No,
Okay. I think
No.
that's what we wanna, like Jim
20%.
said, ensure happens.
Yeah, next November, just be as organized as you
Yep.
were this year
yep,
and get before them quick,
yep.
like you did.
Yep. We can do that. What else? I guess that's it.
And then the other thing, I don't know if it got back to you, but when I wrote the thank yous to Cumberland Farms, Northfield Savings, Sweet Simone's for what they provided that day. Keith, the general manager, said, next spring when you have your grand opening, if you want to do a pickleball tournament and raise money, we could be the sponsor,
And that's the bank.
Northfield Savings.
Yeah.
So that was awesome too. And so there potentially could be more funds there.
So
Anything you wanted to add?
we had a little mini talk about this last time, but being the gardener and being whatever, when you talk about fabric, I'll fall on my sword to say no plastic
Right.
fabric underneath. So I don't know what they have now. I mean, newspaper and cardboard is what's the environment, the
It wasn't
pollinators, all that
it
stuff.
wasn't my.
It was
idea.
Fran's
No, it was
landscape, I think,
It was
landscape.
it's landscape fabric, and that's plastic.
It is.
So, I mean, I have a bunch of research on that
Yeah,
if we need it, but I
use
would say,
paper at home.
yeah, well, if we all saved our 7 days from now till then.
Yeah.
I just double it and put it under the mulch, and then
Yeah.
the worms can do their thing, the pollinators can get in and out. It's just
Yep.
it's really become a big discussion point in garden world now.
Yeah, I agree. That's a
I,
Yeah.
and,
I'm gonna be away next summer, so.
and the other thing I noticed, the limbs that were hanging, so if you drive into Brown's Court, the trees on the right, those limbs seem to be like, after we've trimmed them, they seem to have gone crazy and grown like wildfire. So I know Fran and I were briefly talking about trimming the right-hand side of the trees, but I think that would fall under town maintenance of the parks more so, because that's one of the first things we did when we took over the 3 parks, is we got Acer in there to trim our trees.
Mm.
And what a difference. Oh my God, I can't even
Just
believe the
open things up.
difference. So I think maybe that, hopefully, we've got a line item for tree maintenance, although we have a tree warden, so that's her job.
Okay,
Right, I think
So-
we had put down to just remind her or mention to her if something looks.
Caitlin, okay.
Yeah, I think that's might even have been in the minute.
so I don't know who got somebody to put a rock in front of the water spout. But when we were down there taking the nets down, when the Cochrane ski sale was
Yeah.
happening,
It's a good thing it
it
was.
was a good thing it was there because they were looping right around in front of that spout.
Wow.
Actually, Steve Cody did that himself, the
Okay.
head honcho of the water.
I think he did it like the day before.
Oh,
So
good.
it
Good
was
thing.
perfect timing. Yeah,
Oh, awesome. I think Steve Cody was responsible for that.
so that was great.
Any other, go ahead.
Well, yeah, my only comment about this is, I really think that this is now, this is what I think. This is like your thing now. I don't think we even need, to report in and out to us, other than, I suppose we're curious and, we
Yeah.
started this baby. but
Fran wants
but
to
it's-
continue to be involved.
Yeah.
I think I
Right.
said that.
Right, and I think or if you need something from us, if
Right,
you
or
need
you need our
support
help with
from us,
something.
you can let
Yeah.
us know.
Right.
But no, I
need-
don't think that we have to
need
have you
your
come and give us an update every.
And I think maybe until the ribbon ceremony cutting, the grand opening, maybe we'll just stay with you. And then that might be a good time to say, okay, you're on your own, unless you need us, and we're always here.
I think it's launched. I think it's launched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to say that we asked Kristen, who actually came, Kristen, who is the neighborhood representative. on
Oh,
our
yeah, yeah,
committee.
yeah.
She did come down and helped us take the nets down.
Oh,
And,
awesome.
and she has been following you all.
Oh,
And has been zooming into your meetings for quite a long time, actually.
oh, that's awesome.
Well, she actually thinks you're awesome, by the way. And
Thanks,
um,
Kristen, if you're there.
Thank
Not
you.
there,
I'm
because
sure she's there tonight.
I was gonna say no, because I
Um,
usually put. them
But
in the-
so we checked in with her to say, have you received any feedback? Because we hadn't heard from her.
Right.
At all. And she said, no, it's all been good. We also checked in with Josh as well.
Mhm.
He had not received any feedback except when he was there playing pickleball with his kids.
Oh,
And all he heard was good things. So we
Awesome.
have not heard anything. We may start to hear things in the spring when the leaves are off the trees.
right.
And people have windows open, they will hear the courts louder than they heard in the fall.
I think they're also used to the elementary school and the bats, the ping of the bats.
Yeah.
I really
And the
do.
highway,
On the highway.
Pickleball balls are. a little
Thank
different.
you so much. And
Yeah.
we'll double check on the tree trimming too, to make sure that Caitlin, is it Litchfield?
Littlefield.
Littlefield has that in her budget with the town to make sure that we don't ever get behind like we did before.
That'd be good because they'll start falling down on that fence
Yeah,
and those trees
exactly.
on that side. The leaves were, somebody may say, why do you need a leaf blower?
Oh, I saw the leaves.
Oh my God, it took
I saw the
it
leaves.
took us a couple of hours to clear it one day. With
I
rain in the
I
room.
Yeah, sorry. I just remember the neighbors saying electric leaf blower. Did you report
It's a battery operated
that?
one.
Yeah, so, or not the noisy one. I
Yeah.
remember that was a special request.
Is your electric one powerful enough to take off wet leaves off of the court?
We think so. We got advice from someone who is a professional who has like 14 leaf blowers.
Okay.
Good job.
Nice, perfect. Okay, moving on. Update on the boundary adjustments. So,
I don't think you need us.
Oh, we don't. I may just make sure. Nope,
Thank
we're
you.
good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you for-
coming.
Thank you so much.
Great court. All of that. You need to come play on them.
Yeah. So they are good courts, really?
They're great courts.
Yeah, they're good.
They're
Oh, awesome.
nicest courts in.
So the man, the company, the gentleman
Newest.
and the company that built the courts, he loved working with the town of Richmond, us in the town of Richmond. And he asked us if he could bid on the parking lot. He goes, Denise, can we bid on the parking lot? I said, of course you can.
Wow.
So I'll make sure he gets a bid on the parking lot, RFP, but if we send it out, but
Cool.
he just thought it was great down here and everybody was so excited to see what was going on and so-
They did a nice job.
oh, right, we'll pass that on. All right,
Thank you.
so update on the boundary adjustments. So Josh has been busy. So I was at a select board meeting where the initial, this is the one with McCarthy's. Remember McCarthy family had one done, and then we had one done by Chris Haggerty, which they agreed like totally. So the initial boundary was agreed to and has been signed off on. So the town has signed the boundary line agreement with McCarthy. The attorney, as we speak, is drafting the boundary line agreement with the Olivers and the Carroll. And he said, as soon as I get that, he will share it with them and then let us know what's happening. And then the third and final step will be the draft, the boundary line adjustment with McCarthy. Remember on the left-hand side as you drive in, that triangle portion of the land? And he said, once that's completed, we'll be able to have the surveyor create a document that shows all three changes and will be recorded with the town. So even though the Carrolls did not own that little piece, they will own it. They have been mowing it. They've been taking care of it. So they will mow it. And I mean, they will own it as soon as the town signs off. So Josh has been keeping on the town attorney to get this done. So it's been a while. Any questions on the boundary adjustments? To my knowledge, no money exchanged hands except for what we paid Chris for the initial survey.
Yeah.
And then just for the attorney to make it all legal, finally.
Yay.
Yay is right. All right, Richmond High School donation. So remember they had asked that their name goes on a bench or a chair. We got nervous because the money came from the Conservation Committee for the benches and the picnic table. If we take the Richmond's money from the high school and do it for those, we should give the money back to the conservation. So we're gonna go meet with Becky Downing, who is the representative for the Richmond High School Alumni Association. And we want to show her, which Jeannie's pulling out right now, we want to show her the kiosks and then something that would be very attractive. It could be advertised much better.
Well,
And
yeah, more than the kiosk, I talked to Nancy Dutel, my neighbor, who gave me so much information. And when we leave, that display case out there is,
pull it towards you, the mic.
that display case right there is all about Richmond High School baseball. There's uniforms and everything in that. We just, when we
Oh
walk
my
out,
God.
we gotta look. So anyhow, Nancy gave me a bunch of history about how the high school used it. So I thought you could take this with
Or maybe
with
we
us,
could.
Or we could, I'm happy to do that. And then she came down to the next day with this insert from the Free Press that Martha Turner from the Historical Society had once written, a little mini story about the baseball teams, but here's like the state championship pictures, from the high school. And so I think it could be a good, easy
sell.
I would.
So
think
we
the high
took the
school-
check, we deposited into our account. So now, and her other option would be to do one at Volunteers Green with their names on it. So that's a possibility too.
but I'm happy to.
I'm gonna make you keep this.
I got one. That's what.
Oh, thank you.
Those are-
So that's the other option is to, if she really has her heart, or they have their heart set on a picnic table and benches, then we'll do something at Volunteers Green. Or is there an additional bench?
Well, but their whole reasoning was they wanted Browns Court because that's where the Richmond High School baseball team
Right.
had all their games. So that was why the Richmond High School Alumni Association wanted to do that. So that's why I thought, hopefully if you had a kiosk with the whole
Mhm.
history in it, I mean, to me, that would be a lot more than a little plaque on a bench, but
So will you remind me that we need to have coffee with her or just meet her down here and talk with
will.
her?
because I thought that's why I wrote those notes up, because I was thinking, oh, just in case you call. and say,
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And so we'll set up a meeting and hopefully have more to report out next time. Going to Volunteers Green. Discussion of information from John Johnston's presentation. And develop an action plan so we're ready when we have the funds. And then, do you mind if we just skip 4? Because that might, just for a second,
Mhm.
and go to Round Church Green bench bundies. So if you could talk about that,
Oh,
Jeannie?
That's all there were, the only thing I would just want to say, there were 2 people who volunteered and kept the benches clean this year, and I'm gonna send them a thank you. But Paul Garrett and Sue Frederick. Sue lives
Yeah,
directly
yeah.
across the street, and Paul is a regular guide, so he just said, oh yeah, I bring water, and so they kept the 4 benches that are closest to the church. The 2 ones that were out never had extra cleaning, but at least they're not directly under the trees either. I
And they
still
look
think
good?
Next year, yeah, I see bikers constantly, using that, and I think I'll say, hey, will you guys empty your water bottles here when you're done and scrub it off
Yeah.
twice a year? So anyhow, that's all that
All right.
is. Yeah.
And before we go back to Volunteers Green,
Mhm.
end of year town report, did you send that to all of us?
I did.
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't
I
print
did-
it out.
You didn't see the photos that were, I submitted several photos that Jeannie Desilets had put in. I think a couple, 1 or 2 maybe you had. Jeannie Desilets had taken some that were in the senior center newsletter, so I said,
Oh,
"Would you give me
awesome.
those pictures?"
Perfect.
So,
Thank you for
whether
doing
whether
that.
they'll get used or not, I don't know. It was, yeah, Fran definitely helped, she had a
Okay.
lot of input, and then the last, you gave me a few little ideas at the end, and so everything's all, and then I sent that out again,
Awesome.
but I can send it to you again if you'd like.
I'll go back and get it. I don't delete anything.
Mhm.
All right, so going back to Volunteers Green. We asked Josh a question.
Mhm.
How can the committee move forward to develop a plan, determine costs such as demolition, site prep, playground installation, construction of a pavilion, and basically move forward with Volunteers Green? Is it possible to hire a project manager or similar to help develop the project? Josh's response was, a project manager would be probably be the good idea, as we don't have people with those specialties on staff. Perhaps a good next step would be determine a scope of work and send out an RFP to get some quotes. I don't know how you guys feel about this, and I don't know if we would hurt ourselves, because John Johnston, in my opinion, gets it. He knows exactly what we need. But if he helped us, would that eliminate him for possibly being involved in this project?
But doesn't Hillview also, they were indicating that they would be interested too.
Right.
So,
Exactly.
you know,
So,
And they're helping us get.
and I don't know if anybody else has heard this, Kendra. I heard that the town may be hiring a project manager because the total town center committee disbanded. So they were gonna, so the town, I heard, and I don't know if this is true, I haven't confirmed it with Josh, but I heard that the town was gonna hire a project manager to deal with the town center building. Anybody else hear that?
I had heard it, but I don't know 100%. I wouldn't say 100%. I think the only person who'd say 100% is if you talk to Josh.
I'm not sure that disbanded is the right word, but I think that they said we will meet with you if the select board, wants us to.
Okay, so is that committee still meeting now?
No,
They haven't this month or last month,
I see.
but
And
I don't think they're disbanded. I think they're still on. web
And I
page.
don't know, so just so that everyone knows, and full disclosure, John Lynn and John Johnston play volleyball together. They're on a volleyball team together. So they know each other. They both admire each other's works. I wonder if those two could come together with our committee and help us with the next steps. I don't know. I mean,
But we don't have we don't even have we don't really have the two drawings even, do we, other than just that rough sketch? Or can we work from that? That's what we don't know.
Kendra, is it just us?
yes,
And I know it's going to be on tape, but, and this is going to sound really terrible, but if we demolish that band shell and those bathrooms and get that done, this project will come to fruition.
Oh, you mean if it's demolished because it's not safe,
Correct.
and then, yeah.
So if that gets demolished, both of those things get demolished, this project will go further, quicker, faster. In my opinion.
That's not our.
Right.
I agree.
Suggest.
I want to say one thing with the John Johnston. My concern is he presented that a lot of individuals needed to be involved.
Correct.
I don't agree. And in talking to other folks who build for a living, they also were like, this is not a skyscraper you're building. You're building a pavilion. Like, it doesn't require that many experts who are all gonna want to be paid. No expert like that is gonna work on a project that they're gonna be paid any less than $30,000 a pop, let alone actually building anything.
The one in Williston, I talked with a guy and it cost them $1 million to build. I was telling Jeannie when I saw her that it was a kit they purchased from Pettingill. How do you say that?
Pettinelli.
Pettinelli. So they purchased the kit from Pettinelli and they hired a concrete company to go in and pour the concrete and another company to erect it. Maybe the same that they got it from. But they had two different companies. It has no electricity, it has no bathrooms, it has nothing.
It cost them $1 million.
Yep. Isn't that what I told you?
You didn't tell me. I think you did you tell
Okay.
Fran? Were you talking to Fran?
Okay,
That I don't know.
I definitely didn't get an email that said it.
The gentleman's name was Tom Goodwin. And where are the notes, please? You know what? I will get my notes and do a better presentation next time about the Williston project. But he said to call us anytime. He'd be happy to talk about it. And he was spouting off numbers but that's
That
not what
seems-
we want.
Yeah, that seems kind of.
But
outrageous.
no. I want to say it was 900 and it was close to $1 million.
To
Oh,
build a
God.
pavilion.
Yep. Just for the
That is
pavilion.
the size of the bandstand.
What?
That's the size of the bandstand that we have right now. Or is
The
it
one, the
bigger?
brand new one in Williston?
I haven't seen it.
She's saying, yeah.
Oh, I haven't
It-
seen it either.
Okay, I was at, is it the
It's-
same
it's-
size or is it a lot larger? Or...
Oh, it's a lot larger.
Okay.
Yeah, they still have their band shell in the front of the school. But this
Okay,
one is
I was
be-
talking about for ours. Like, was it the
Oh,
size
oh,
of our
oh.
band shell?
oh,
Because I'm like, that just seems crazy for something that's the size of a small garage.
yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Is too many experts create something that then just builds it up and builds it up to cost more and more. We're not gonna get a bond vote on this.
But I thought that
So
was one.
why are you so opposed to it?
That he,
Opposed to a bond vote,
Right. And what a better way to get the information out is
because
to
I
make,
don't think it's gonna fly.
but
We
you
were-
won't
we
know
were
until we
tasked with the
go.
money we were tasked with, and there's already, enough. We are quite happy with our pickleball courts. We've just talked about that, and so don't take this as that. But there is ruckus about having spent that money. And then
There's a
if
lot
we
of-
then say, oh, we need $1 million to rebuild the structure where the band shell sits, and we want to go out for a bond vote, there's going to be a lot of opposition to that.
Richmond has changed profusely,
Yeah,
however.
so is Vermont.
Hmm.
And so when you have Vermonters who are paying the taxes they're paying now, and the education tax and all of that stuff, and then you're gonna push a bond vote for pavilion down here, you're gonna get pushback. There is already pushback on the money that we spent at the pickleball courts from locals that they probably don't play pickleball, but when they see other things in the town that's got neglected, and now we have brand new pickleball courts.
You tell them it was ARPA funding?
I try.
and I thought, I'm trying to find I thought his like Johnson's three like ways you could go about it. I thought that one of those was with all those extra people. I didn't think all three of those.
So
methods
one
of
was a
building-
design, bid, and build, which is the
Yeah.
faster.
Yeah.
The second one was construction management.
Yeah.
Is the construction manager the same as what you're calling the project manager?
No, kind
No.
of made that.
That's a guaranteed max price. That's what he was saying. So, I mean, I guess for the committee, how do you want to do this? Do you want to do the demo? Do you want to do it in stages? Do you want to demo the bathrooms, demo the band shell, and do them in stages? Do we want to just install that playground up on that top part and just get the playground in? I mean, how does the committee want to proceed?
Well, he made a point, and I know Fran has said that several times too, that underneath, I think somebody asked John Johnson the question was, should we do them separately? And he said, I do it all at once because of all the infrastructure and the whatever's underground. And I know that there's cement from the bridge, they're gonna be digging through. I would love to see the playground go up right away. I mean, that's what Megan and I, but I don't know. And to have that grass restored below so that if it floods again, there's gonna be grass there and the farmer's market will have a bigger space and da-da-da-da-da. So even before demolition, I don't know. I'm just wondering how safe the playground is and how fast that could be done. But what about another group of friends of the playground or friends of who do private fundraising? I mean, if we're really don't have that, is that something we recommend? I don't want to do that, but I'm just saying.
Kendra, do you know off the top of your head how much money we have left excluding the parking lot?
I'm just trying to pull it up. I sent it all to
Yeah.
you all. The number that we have, okay, so the actual budget from the one that we have approved for paying out, the remaining money was about 325,000. Meaning what's approved for all of Brown's Court and Round Church. What was actually spent was lower than that because we don't have the parking lot and such. And I was trying to remember if there's anything else we were missing. Parking lot. Oh, and if we include the baseball field money that was approved as well, it brings, before the parking lot is added in, we have 360,000. So the parking lot number that we had used for that was 46,000. So that's what I'm saying is if the town does it, it will probably be around there or less. if we have to go out for bid, it's for sure gonna be more than that now. You know, so then it diminishes more than the 325 that we had, puts you below 300,000 or so.
So we got almost 600,000, right? Once all the other
550.
special, plus the lawnmower, plus the donation.
So all of those things I then took off of what our actual to budget is, the things that we had approved, but then got donated. So really we'll be somewhere around, yeah, that 325, 330, something like that. Because the things we've gotten donated, you know, are very helpful, but they don't bring up the number a ton.
Right. Okay.
Because you have the big ticket items like the actual court, the parking lot, and the baseball fields are substantially higher numbers than everything else.
Okay. So I mean, I would love your recommendations on how you think we proceed next. I mean, do we? So I don't even know if we can we determine the scope of works?
We don't have we can help assist drafting anything that they want us to help assist drafting, but really we don't have the authority to contract with anybody.
Right.
Right.
So we can assist Josh or Duncan or whomever in drafting this, but it's not our authority to determine the scope. We can have an idea on what we think it should be, but we're an advisory committee.
Yeah.
But if we don't even know exactly what it's going to cost, that's, I think, the next step. It's like, this is what we want. This is the drawing from, what's John's firm? Hillview Designs. This is the playground.
Which is
What do we need to?
I sort of thought we were doing by talking to John Johnson. I sort of thought we were trying to get a gauge on the cost of a structure. We know the cost of the playground. Jeannie's had that for a year or more. Like
Right.
we've known the cost of the play
That was the
structure,
very first thing we did.
right?
So are you
So,
thinking we
I think
just
we keep
take?
going around with different folks trying to have somebody be like, okay,
Right.
what do you think this would cost? Like at this point, you know.
So do we like get John or get John Lynn's drawings and just send them out to bid?
If that's how that works, I thought a bid was only for something that you actually wanted to contract them for.
Yeah, I don't think we're there yet for that. But if we decided we wanted to just do the playground and we know what that's gonna be. We could get an updated estimate and that probably who knows what the cost of that will be now, but if you put in the playground with a fence and all of the whatever and redid the grass and where the current playground.
Right.
By the time we demolish that and put in a new playground, that might be about.
That will probably be the amount we have in our funds. Get it demolished and do the playground and leave plenty of space for another structure.
Yeah.
And then you deal with what's next.
Yes.
But that's all the funds we have.
Right. And I think to keep. Yeah.
No,
I think to keep going. It's another group to do a major fundraising or building or looking.
We can't do
We've
it
done
all.
originally,
Or-
we've got some ideas, but. Or maybe if the town hires this project manager, that's what that person looks at, we say, here's what we've done, we've spent our allocation and.
And if they have more ARPA funds still left, you know, in that special fund, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what's been spent or what's been allocated.
Yeah, we only got, I think we got
But ours is
one
the
point two.
550. That's what we
Yeah.
were, that's what we've been allotted. If they want to allot some more. But that's the money we're working with here. And it could pay for the playground, like Jeannie's saying, up on the top, reseeding and removing the old one and demolishing the, I would say, I would not demolish the restrooms until you had something else you could replace with, but you know,
But they can't be used anyhow, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think they
they
can
were
be used.
used all, they were used all summer.
But that's ours. Oh, were they?
Oh, they were.
Yep,
Okay. I
for
thought those
baseball season,
porta
they were all
potties
open.
that-
So what if I want a yay or nay from the committee. What if I went and talked with John Lynn? Tell him how we're feeling and just say, John, you know, this will have to go out to bid. But there's a way that it doesn't have to, as John Johnston told us. But what if I talk to John Lynn and say, John, what would it cost your firm to build this? Because I know they want to do it because they love Richmond. What if I went and talked to him about that and say, give me a ballpark?
I think with any of these experts, if you could get them to in some way give us an estimate, you know, a workable estimate, it would get us somewhere. We just literally have no number to go off of. We're throwing around you know, numbers that mean nothing because we have nobody who says it could be built for that.
Right, exactly.
I just don't know if we're gonna have enough money to do both.
And then I
We
know,
certainly won't. We won't.
and I know that you're opposed to a bond vote. But if it was a small bond and based on the new appraisals, and if we looked at each house based on 500,000, what would it mean to each family living in those houses? If we had those numbers too,
I
Well-
don't, this is our place.
Right.
We don't have to figure out how to, it's just, we are gonna make a recommendation to the select board
Mhm.
that they put in a playground and, you know, look at getting a new pavilion. And here's some plans, but we don't have enough money to do both of those. And so,
And I think
It's-
ideally, what we're
it's a
doing is
better
exactly
estimate.
like Jeannie says, we're suggesting something. And then, but it would be great to have the numbers of what the other thing is, that structure. Like
Right.
we did on Brown's Court. We said, here is all the things we're asking for your approval. Here is the potential things you could do. And that's exactly what we do with the volunteers green. Here's the money that we have. Here's what what we're asking you to approve. And here's the other things that we would recommend. They figure out, do they have other monies for that? Do they want to go up? That's our recommendation. They then take it from there. It's not our place to say it should be a bond vote. Or we
Right.
should get the money from whatever. We've done a lot of that in searching out other funds, which is to help. But it's not, you know, we're not gonna be able to find the kind of money that it's gonna take to do that structure. So, okay, maybe they wanna start budgeting in, oh, we're gonna create a fund for it, and each year we're gonna, you know, put this much away and put this much away, and then in 5 years we can build the structure. Whatever. However they wanna do it. That's, I think we do the suggestion of this is how we spend the money. And then this is what we suggest you do also. You do with that as you may.
would the committee be opposed if it, you know, John's gonna take hours to figure out an estimate of the pavilion. I mean, I don't think you should do this for free. And, you know, do we say we'll pay you for your work to figure out what it will cost to build that?
You would have to get that in front of the select board and have them approve it. We don't have the authority.
I
to
know.
Pay him.
Well, we do have money. We have money, but we would have to pay him. And maybe I just ask him, you know, what would it cost for you to come up with a number, a rough number? Could you give me a proposal to come up with a rough number, just to get us moving, to know if it's even a feasible thing?
Which I would be agreeable to, because I think that that's what we keep asking all these different we keep asking all these different experts to say, hey, can you just give me a number? And we apparently haven't found the right one because we haven't seen a number yet. And I don't know whose role is what. So if you talk, I would advise you start by talking, if you want to talk to John, say, okay, this is what we're looking to do. Do you need us to get approval to pay you to give us a quote? Are you not the right person to go to? Who's the right who can we go to get a number? I think
Perfect.
that's a good idea. Talk to him.
Okay.
My opinion.
I will go talk to him Tuesday. I can't do it until Tuesday. But I will go to his office on Tuesday, set up a meeting with him and just say, we need to, pickleball courts are done. We need to move forward. And we all voted on which one we liked, two of them.
I would say have him start with the one that's the lower priced one. If he needs us to pick one to price out, we already know we're going to be way too expensive with either one. So start with the one that we liked. We had two that we liked. One was a much simpler, so it will be less expensive. Start with that.
Right.
And then alternatively, the other option we have is to not price out a pavilion that has a bathroom in it. I know we all want one and it would be nice to have, but pricing out a simple pavilion with an add-on bathroom later might be the way to go too.
But those bathrooms down there,
know.
Kendra, are useless. They're not handicap accessible.
I
They're
know.
disgusting.
But we don't have
But-
the money to do both. So, we. No,
The portalets are there.
yeah,
Those are handicap accessible. It buys you time. And again, we can talk about it being a longer term plan, that you could do it in stages of when you had the money. The playground and all this we have the money for. Then you could do this pavilion when you had the money, and then you could do the add-on bathroom when you had the money. So I get it that ideally, when we talk to John Johnson, it's ideal to do it all at once, right? It makes all of it easier for everybody. But sometimes in our house, we have to do projects in stages because that's what we have the money for. So I think the same is true.
So should we have, Jeannie, how do you feel about going back to your vendor and get a current price?
oh, that's no problem. I've been keeping him in the loop all along, so.
Maybe it's time to get a price. And maybe it's time just to use the rest of the money from the ARPA funding before we lose it.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
I think Kendra just basically said it, and then we could still give the select board, here's what we worked on, here's what we got.
Yeah.
We couldn't go any further than this because this is how much money. We know that the band shell is in bad shape and we know it's not been maintained. And we know we need a new one, but that's bigger than what we kind of found that out by accident, even, when we started this whole
Yeah.
process. So that wasn't.
and that information went to the select board and they've chosen to do nothing.
Yeah, well,
So would this entire committee be in agreement that if we're not doing all of it, that you still move that playground up? We're still in all agreement that at a minimum that's
Yeah.
necessary,
Use the
right?
money, use it before we lose it.
Okay, I just want to make sure that,
But
if
I
we were
would-
able to do the whole project, would we all still agree that that is important?
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. That's why I joined the committee.
Yeah.
That's what right. That was what I was. Yeah.
Totally.
I still do. I clearly said that, but I wanted to make sure that I wasn't speaking out of turn.
All right. So Jeannie will go back to her vendor. I'll go talk to John Lynn and see what it would take to get a more concise estimate.
And okay, here's a question. Now, maybe I need to talk with Josh about this. That's, how long ago was that we had three estimates?
Mhm.
Are we going and?
It'll still have to go out to
It'll
bid.
still go to bid,
It'll still have to go out to bid, Jeannie.
Okay, that's,
no matter
Yeah.
what.
no matter what, because it's over that threshold.
We'll just want to ensure that the one that we've been working with and that has the prices, that they answer. And we'll do that more than we did with this pickleball situation, right?
You got that right, even if we have to go out
Because-
to bid on the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on, scheduling next meeting.
Well, do we need to meet in December?
I say we take December off.
I think
How
we
do
have
you
a
feel
number
about
of-
that?
Yeah, I think we have a number of people who need to have side conversations. And those side conversations are gonna take time for people to find in their schedule between the holidays and things to meet. And so I think we need to give time for all of the ones that we listed as to-dos of meeting to have a chance to have those meetings to then be able to bring it back to the committee. But you can provide an update between them so that nothing gets forgotten. Just remember, nobody can respond to it.
Like my information on the pavilion in Williston? Oh my God.
No, like the information like Fran sent out what was, what the pickleball was, we really
Yeah,
wouldn't have even had to discuss it other than to make sure it was on record.
right.
Like all of Josh's responses, I mean, we can meet that way and we can share all that. So
Exactly.
we all have it instead of sitting here saying, what do we do, we can. As
Exactly.
long as we don't comment, and we can even, you can schedule meetings, or you can say, yes, I can do that, or no, I can't.
As long as
That's
there's a
not
meeting of 3.
Discussing.
Oh,
No, I mean, as long as we don't have a discussion.
let's see the face.
Yeah.
He's been sitting here the whole time.
Yeah, he was.
Oh,
here the-
oh my God.
He's been
little
here the whole
Miss
time.
Sam.
He just sat low enough. So he only
Oh my-
just started fussing, and so
Oh my
Picked
God,
up.
he's so cute.
he's massive.
All right, so when in January, people?
Second or third week. Definitely not the first week.
I'm gone till the 19th. So Kendra, you might have to run that one.
Well, what did you just say, Megan?
I prefer the third week. My daughter goes back to college. And I'd like to spend as much
Yeah.
time with her as possible.
Yeah. Well, that's after Denise is back too, right?
Yeah, I'd like, my husband's gone until the 20th, so ideally it'd be after that date for me. to still
Okay.
be able to do, so that I have somebody to help me.
Hmm. All right, so what about the 22nd?
Works for me.
Thursday, January 22nd.
We even need to move it to the next week. That's probably okay too, for everybody to get.
Are you good with the 22nd, Kendra?
Yes, that works for me. Or the next
Can
week, anytime.
can
next
everybody
week.
make that? All right, so
If
let's
you wanna-
do,
We can vote on that as the next one, but if you wanna check with Fran too, and say, does
That's
the
true.
22nd work? Cause ideally she'd be here, or the
Okay,
next
yeah.
week.
absolutely. So if she can't, I'll send her a little text message, and if she can't do the 22nd, we'll get back to you.
Well, let's just like.
Text her now?
No, but I mean, let's just put a couple other possibilities for the.
I'm
next
wide
one.
open for next week after that.
Yeah, that whole following week is,
The 27th, and I can do Tuesdays and Thursdays. I work late on,
to put those you could.
yeah,
Give those.
22nd, 27th, or 29th.
Sorry, any of those dates work for me.
Perfect. Awesome.
22nd, I'd say those,
22nd, 27, or 29.
right, and. So our first choice is the 22nd,
Yes.
or whatever, Fran, whatever.
Yeah.
It worked for all of us, all 3 of those dates, so. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, agenda items for next
You
meeting.
Need to send this to Fran and get her.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do we want to just, send Jeannie our, possible agenda items for the next meeting?
Yeah,
Because after we have our little subcommittee meetings, we'll know more.
and that's kind of what I can look and say, who said they were gonna do what? That's sort of what
Okay,
I've done,
good.
is put that in our agenda next time, and then I usually, if I wait
Too long.
2 weeks before, no. I
Oh,
mean,
oh,
put
yeah.
it out, we won't really know what else we have until gets a little closer
Exactly.
to the meeting, so if that works, and then you think of anything, just text
Set a
me
meeting.
or send me a message, email, and I can,
Perfect.
yeah. Okay. So I'll look through the minutes, and whoever said, I'm gonna do this, or we're gonna do this, I'll put that in there, and then
Awesome.
some things will be update again, like, did the boundaries really get taken care of?
Yeah,
or little things like
Exactly.
that.
So should we, I just put something about tree warden in there to make sure she has
Yeah.
those 3 parks in her budget this year. But we're gonna need to,
Mean that somebody needs to contact her before.
yeah, and I know that Fran's been talking to her. I just want to make sure that she put money in there so we don't start falling behind again.
Put that up here. Oh, I have a double check with tree limbs. Is that Caitlin's budget?
Yes.
So, yeah, so we have that in the notes.
Now, I
Looks
think
like-
she just had a baby too. I think. All right, so do I have a motion for adjournment?
Can you just
Motion for
confirm
adjourned.
that once you talk to Fran, you're going to confirm what the date of our next meeting is?
Absolutely.
I will send this to her as I type up the minutes and then see what we have and get it right out as soon as we know, as soon as I know. That
Perfect.
makes sense. Okay.
And everyone's okay taking December off?
I-
It's a crazy month. It's a crazy.
Well, plus we have a lot of little
Sub
sub meetings
meetings.
to have, so.
Yeah,
I
we do.
think It's just. Yeah.
We do.
All right.
right. Meeting adjournment?
Yeah, I second that.
All those in favor, saying by saying aye? Aye. All those
Aye.
opposed? Kendra, nice seeing you.
Good to see you all.
Adjourned at.
Bye, everyone. Make sure you
Good
turn your meeting
night.
off, Denise.
I will.
Sweet dreams.
Yeah, really.
Thanks.
Okay.
Denise, thank you.
You're
Yeah, mine are all
welcome.
gone already. It's empty.